A conversation between God and Jesus. It didn't happen in the 73 books of the Bible that we may find a single verse that tells us a complete and precise conversation between God and Jesus. Exceptionally, the Quran has that. In chapter Al-Ma'idah, verse 116 and 117, God says, "And be aware of the day when Allah says, 'O Jesus, son of Mary, did you say to the people, 'Take me and my mother as deities besides Allah?' He will say, 'Exalted are you. It was not for me to say that to which I have no right. If I had said it, you would have known it. You know what is within myself, and I do not know what is within yourself. Indeed, it is you who is the knower of the unseen. I said not to them except what you commanded me, to worship Allah, my Lord and your Lord. And I was a witness over them as long as I was among them. But when you took me up, you were the observer over them, and you are over all things witness." Al-Ma'idah 116 and 117. It is clear that this conversation took place after the crucifixion incident, probably when Jesus met God in heaven after the ascension of Jesus. Or maybe this conversation will happen in the future, most likely on a day of judgment. Or maybe after the second coming of Jesus. This brief conversation vividly addresses the main issue that most people nowadays debate about: the divinity of Jesus Christ. God asks Jesus if he asked people to worship him and his mother. Jesus replies that it was not his right to say such thing, and if he said it, God would have known it, and that he, Jesus, told them what God had asked him to say, to worship their Lord and Jesus Lord, and that Jesus was witnessing over them as long as he was among them. But once God took him up, God watched over them. The purpose of the question that God asks Jesus here isn't to get an answer, because God knows what Jesus had said to the people. But the purpose is to clarify the true message that Jesus brought to people, which is to worship only one God. But some people changed this message and worship Jesus and his mother after the ascension of the Christ. Thank you for listening. You can read more about this topic in my book, Is Jesus God, in chapter 6. Thank you and see you next time.